we are going to occupy land. Yes. South African occupy land. Must never be scared to kill.
Who gets to define a genocide? That question echoed through the halls of the White House this past Wednesday, not from a Human Rights Council or a global summit, but in a tense, high-stakes meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa. At the heart of the clash was not just a global diplomacy, but something deeper: race, history, and the selective outrage of world powers. Hello, glad to meet you again on Beyond the Headlines. The sight of South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa at the White House, helpless before Donald J. Trump, has got to be the most demeaning I have seen of an African president reduced to rubble. They must have studied that he was a buffoon and then subjected him to the worst form of the ridicule meted to an enslaved African. If Cyril Ramaphosa wasn't an idiot, he could at least told Trump about what a genocide looks like in Gaza. Revolution now. Those were the searing words of Nigerian human rights activist Omoyele Sowore, posted online after a footage of the tense meeting between Ramaphosa and Donald Trump surfaced. Now, what do these strong words mean? Sowore, known for his uncompromising voice against Western exploitation and African complicity, did not just hold back. To him, what unfolded in Washington wasn't diplomacy, it was humiliation. He saw Ramaphosa, the leader of one of Africa's most powerful nations, being scolded like a schoolboy by the US president and doing little to push back. In Sowore's view, it was a modern reenactment of colonial subjugation, with Ramaphosa playing the submissive figure. Now, what really happened in the Oval Office? According to sources present at the meeting, Trump wasted no time before reaching for the remote. What did he do with the remote? He hit the play on a fiery video clip of Julius Malema, South Africa's fearless, controversial Pan-Africanist leader, known for his militant tone and political radical stance on land reform. In the clip, Malema, dressed in his trademark red beret, passionately declared the urgency of reclaiming land from the white South Africans, a move he often describes as historical justice. Trump paused the footage and turned to Ramaphosa and said, "This man is preaching hate, and you are allowing a white genocide under your watch." Ramaphosa, visibly frustrated, rejected the accusation outright. He said, "There is no white genocide in South Africa," a position backed by his government, researchers, multiple international human rights groups. But Trump might have had a thinking, he might have thought, using the moment not just to question South Africa's internal affairs, but to challenge Ramaphosa's moral authority on a much larger global issue. Now, what's that? The ongoing Israeli bombardment of Gaza. Trump's strategy was clear. He was trying to juxtapose the alleged targeting of white farmers in South Africa with documented atrocities in Gaza, accusing Ramaphosa of hypocrisy for pursuing Israel at the International Criminal Court, the ICC, over his military actions in the Palestinian enclave. The term genocide is not one to be thrown around lightly. In South Africa, far-right outlets, especially in the West, have painted a picture of white farmers being hunted and killed in droves. However, these claims have been repeatedly debunked. Yes, farm murders do happen, but they affect black and white farmers alike, and there is no credible evidence of a state-sanctioned campaign of ethnic cleansing. In fact, figures show that white South Africans remain one of the safest demographic groups in the country. Gaza, on the other hand, is a different story. What is happening there? Over 35,000 Palestinians, many of them women and children, have died in less than a year, with entire neighborhoods leveled, hospitals bombed, and aid blocked. The United Nations and numerous rights organizations have described the situation as catastrophic, with strong suggestions that Israel's actions may indeed meet the legal definition of genocide. So, when Ramaphosa's government became the only nation to take Israel to the ICC, it wasn't just bold. It was a moral outcry backed by real, visible devastation. But why was Malema dragged into this geopolitical showdown? Malema, the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, is a vocal critic of white monopoly, capital and colonial legacy in Africa. To many black South Africans, he is a hero, someone who dares to speak truth to power. But to these critics, especially in the West, he is seen as a dangerous populist stirring up racial hatred. Trump leveraged Malema's rhetoric as a symbol of reverse racism, ignoring the nuanced and long-standing struggles of land reform and economic justice in post-apartheid South Africa. Instead of encouraging those complexities, he simplified the narrative into a black-on-white crime story to score political points. Now, what is the real irony here? Trump, who has shown little interest in crises like the bloody conflict in Democratic Republic of Congo or the ongoing humanitarian disaster in Sudan. I mean, there are a lot of countries in Africa where genocide is ongoing. Trump suddenly becomes concerned when the victims are white. Where is this passion for human rights when African children die in silence, far from the cameras of Western media? International politics at its core isn't about human rights, it is about interests. The US supports Israel not because of shared values, but because of strategic alliances, military deals, and regional power dynamics. Trump's outrage isn't moral, it is tactical. Sowore's fury speaks to something deeper than just political disagreements. It is about pride, dignity, and how African leaders are often perceived and sometimes behave on the world stage. His words suggest that Ramaphosa missed a powerful opportunity. Instead of defending himself with courage, he could have flipped the script and schooled Trump on what real genocide looks like. The mass killings, starvation, the bombing of Palestinians in Gaza, and a lot more. Instead, Ramaphosa's silence, or should I say, alleged silence, or perhaps his diplomacy appeared to Sowore as cowardice, even betrayal. There is also a clue that Sowore's anger is rooted in ideological alignment with Julius Malema, the fiery South Africa's opposition leader Trump used as a weapon against Ramaphosa. Malema has long criticized the South African president for being too soft, too busy, business-friendly, and too tied to Western economic interests. Sowore, much like Malema, envisions an Africa led by leaders who speak boldly, challenge imperialism, and resist submission. Now, in Malema, Sowore likely sees a mirror of his own activism, outspoken, unapologetic, and unafraid to confront the West. You're watching Beyond the Headlines. For more on this, do not hesitate to hit the like button, make your comments, share this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Tochi Raphael. See you next time. Bye-bye.
We have thousands of stories talking about it. Sure. And we have documentaries, we have news stories. And is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would. And turn the lights down. Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. So whatever you want to do, we can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill, Ramaphosa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Pa, pa.
The man of D-Day is PE, is a white man. So these people really want to hit them, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Suri will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Shoot to kill, Ramaphosa. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Shoot to kill, Ramaphosa. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, what's not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, I mean, do you understand something watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter? They freak out. It sounds like a genocide on
who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refugee in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites, over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road you have crosses.
We must never allow that South Africa must be bullied by imperialist forces. America must never tell us what to do. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South African occupy land. That's who we are.
Honorable member,
you want to do, you can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Honorable. Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill, Yamasa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa. To kill, Yamasa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.